Welcome, everyone, to Anita Inspires. My name is Anita, and I am your host. And meet my little new kitty. His name is Toothless. I became a cat mom, for those of you who don't know. But I want to take you back to almost 3 years ago, where I was hiding something. And that thing that I was hiding was the fact that I was an intuitive psychic. You see, I told no one. No one knew, none of my friends, not even my own family. And you know that fear of being judged and being used? Yeah, it's something that's been living within me for so long, and I finally had to let it out. And I want to have a new lens that you can see because I wrote this in my gift series so you would understand more of what I mean. So, in the whimsical gifts of Emma, Emma is a witch. She's a psychic medium. That's what people would say if, in the real world, yeah, you're a witch. Instead of saying you're intuitive. We all are intuitive. But in my book, she stopped telling the men that she met about her gifts because she had the fear of being used for her gifts. And I know that I'm not the only one, that most people who have the gift are also used. And in order to stop them, we sometimes keep quiet. But it comes to a point where if you are given this gift, yes, you should be using it, and you shouldn't be afraid of the fear of what other people will say, just like Emma does in my book. She finally stopped hiding who she was, and she finally embraced her gift. It's not to say that she didn't before, but with the men who were just using her, you tend not to want to tell people because you want to know if they like you for who you are as a human being, as a person, as opposed to what they can gain from your gifts. That fear was mine, and I understood it before even she did in book one. And now in book two, Emma's Light in the Darkness, I want to take you back to something that happened to me when I had a young child who was 4, and I had just given birth to my daughter. My husband is a first responder, and he worked in the jail system. So, as you can imagine, he has to be alert at all times. He used to work the second shift, and sometimes he would work overnight. And having a small baby and a toddler was very difficult for me because I was not getting any sleep. I was the one who was running my kid to school, who was waking up in the middle of the night to feed my daughter. I felt like I couldn't ask for help. And my husband couldn't help me because he wasn't here. And that's not to say that he didn't, but when he was home, he would. But during the nighttime when I had to wake up, it was hard. It was difficult for me. I wasn't sleeping. I was losing a lot of weight. You know what happens when you are like sleep deprived? You can't function the right way, and your body starts to tell you, hey, something's going on, you need to start taking care of yourself. But how can you take care of yourself when you have other people that depends on you? I remember getting a call from my brother-in-law, and I was crying. I was literally in tears because I hadn't slept and I couldn't function. And he came over with my sister-in-law, and both of them were able to watch my children while I took a nap. And I'm telling you, that nap was godsend. It was a help that I needed because I was afraid to ask for help. And they told me, hey, if this ever happens, you can ask us for help. And I feel intimidated. I'm, being the super mom that I am, the superwoman, Wonder Woman. I wanted to do it all on my own, just like Emma's Light in the Darkness. Emma has been keeping a secret of something that has been happening to her, but she didn't want to burden anyone. She wanted to do it all herself. She thought that she could. But it comes to time when you can ask for help. And in my case, I was told, hey, you can ask, like, we're your family. We want to help you, and I'm telling you, for me, it was a blessing in disguise because going through that and thinking about it now, the parallels were always there. When you ask for help, you will receive it, but you have to be wise enough and I would say brave enough to just open your mouth and say, hey, I need help. The name of this podcast is The Sign That I Almost Ignored. In book three, Emma's blindness, Emma becomes blind. She didn't notice all of the signs that her body was giving to her because she was too busy planning a wedding, writing a book, and being with her partner, and everything else that goes along with that. Just like me, I realized that when I was writing my third book, which was Emma's Blindness, I was ignoring the signs that were there all the time. You see, I'm going to show you right here the picture of my nails. This is what my nails look like. I have been going through so many things within the last couple of months, but this I noticed started even earlier and I never caught it because when you have acrylic nails or when you do gel nail manicures, you kind of sometimes get dents and things like that in your nails. But I was getting such a white line and it would grow out. And I never paid any attention to it until December of last year when I started noticing that it was spreading. It wasn't just my thumb and my pinky finger, it was my whole hands on both hands. It was happening to. Well, I went to see a dermatologist. The dermatologist told me that I had to see a rheumatologist. Well, to make a long story short, I finally saw the rheumatologist who ruled out psoriatic arthritis. So I know I don't have that. I do know that I have nail psoriasis, and nail psoriasis is an autoimmune disease. And you can research it on your own, but I'm just letting you know what's been happening behind the scenes for me. And what that means is sometimes I get pains. It's like little nerve endings underneath my nail. My nail bed itself has lifted, and you can see like inside of it. There are times where it really hurts, and I put the medication, and I can't type. I can't focus on writing, even though I have all of these ideas. But the pain in my hand is so strong that I have to just stop what I'm doing. What I started doing of recent is I'll dictate it on the notes section in my phone and I'll just speak it so I can have the notes and the things that I want to do to edit the books that I'm working on. But that's what's been going on behind the scenes. And I'm just happy to say that I finally do have diagnosis. And now that I know I've won half of the battle, now I just need to get on the right medication. And that's another issue because I have been getting recommended by my doctor a medication. My insurance won't pay for it. Get recommended for another one. The same thing has been happening. And I have started to pray. I've started to pray more. I've been meditating more, and my energy has shifted. I feel the vibration. I feel the energies that are floating all around us. And sometimes that can also give me a lot of migraines. I just noticed that I've started having a lot of migraines. And I have to kind of like take a step back because when I look at the news of all of the disasters, the flooding, the just everything that's been happening on the news lately, I have to turn it off. I can't let it affect me so much because I really truly take it to heart. As an empath, I feel it. I feel what the other person's going through. I feel kind of like helpless at times. But those are the times where I have to kind of take a step back and turn off the TV. If I do, I'll put on YouTube, I'll put in funny videos, cat videos, anything that is going to raise my vibration and just raise and change my mindset. I'm all for. That's what's been going on behind the scenes for me. If you followed me for a while, then you might know that sometimes imposter syndrome might creep up. My husband will tell you that I'm constantly on my computer because I am creating content to market my books. All the content that I create, all of the reels, all of the graphics, everything is done by me. I don't pay anyone. I can't afford to. So everything is done by me. But a lot of that also is tiring. Why? I'm gonna quick give you a little quick behind the scenes. So I have an ARC team. It's called an advanced reader street team, and they will get the books early before everyone else does. So I was able to get, let's say, maybe between 50 and 100 people to sign up, but that's just 50 to 100 people. That doesn't mean that everyone who signs up will actually do a review for you. From all of that, I've sometimes had like five only leave reviews. They'll leave a review in one place and not the other. I'm just grateful that they left the review at all. But it becomes to the point where you're seeing all the work that you're doing constantly every day pitching yourself out there and pitching yourself out there, and you start to wonder, like, am I good? And I'm going to tell you, look at this right here. This is an attestment to the work that I do, the behind the scenes. When you have this type of accolade, like, I get pitched all the time. 99% of it is a scammer trying to just scam you. And from that 1%, it's the person that is real. And I'm gonna attest to you, I started pitching myself up to other people, to newspapers, to TV, to magazines, because if I don't believe in myself, no one else would. And I have to push for myself to be known. And that's the way to do it. And that's an attestment of that work that I put in. I'm so blessed and I'm so grateful for that. And I also have like a special announcement. So the Whimsical Gifts of Emma is 99 cents right now from July 17th to the 23rd, along with Emma's Light in the Darkness. This one right now is going to be $1.99. Both ebooks are on Amazon and you can read it on Amazon Kindle Unlimited. So what are you waiting for? Go grab it right now. And this right here, you can pre-order Emma's Blindness right now. It releases on September 8th. And I just want to take a moment just to say thank you. And if you're able to grab it right now, fill out this form so I can send you some swag gifts that are digital for those who are able to get these two books. And sign up to my street team right here. What are you waiting for? If you sign up and leave me a review, it genuinely will help me because it pushes the book out to more people to love. The gift series is not just for me, it's for all of you because it has a good lesson for you to learn. And I'm telling you, I learned all of the lessons in this book, in this whole series. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for listening to me, for following me. If you like this content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Anita Inspires. And hey, while you're there, go check me out on Anita Fonsaboa. I have a beginner series for all of you who are thinking of creating your own brand and becoming writers, things that you can do to market yourself. I'm learning every day as I go, and I can't wait to bring you along this journey that I have. I made Emma's pink margarita that you can get the recipe in the back of the book of the Whimsical Gifts of Emma. That's on sale right now. Go grab it so you can make it. Cheers. I'll catch you in the next video.